first guy to get a medallion and your jersey retired since 2012. We didn't have medallions then, but 2012, and I'm so happy that you were here because I'm not hopefully going to get booed today because you were here. That is all I care about today. I'm done. No, seriously, you were such a big part of everything we did and have accomplished here, from winning championships and to building this arena. There have been 567 players, Raymond tells me, to wear his uniform going back to the Philadelphia years. 567 players. And you're going to be the seventh player, only the seventh player to have this honor here today. In fact, I think it's going to be the eighth medallion that's put in the ground. There's one opening here for Bob Myers, who we haven't had a chance to do yet, but he's not a player. What excites me the most about this thing today is that, you know, you look back in the history of this team and everything we've accomplished, this dynasty that has been built, and a lot of people will say it all started with when Steph Curry was drafted. Some people will say it started when Peter Guber bought the team, Peter and Joe and others. Some people will say it was the first draft choice that we made, Klay Thompson, you know, to create the Splash Brothers. An amazing thing. It really did make a huge difference, obviously. Some people will say it was Draymond Green. Draymond Green will say it was Draymond Green. When he was drafted the following year along with Festus, who was sitting back there. And some people say when Steve Kerr was hired as the coach, that was it. That was what really got the dynasty going. But the truth of the matter is the dynasty started in 2013. Nicole and I were actually we were playing in the playoffs, our first time in the playoffs under new ownership. And we were playing at Denver. I think you guys won 67 games that year, is that right?
57.
No, I thought it was more, was it? 57? 57 games. It was a lot of games. And we were playing in Denver, and I was sitting next to Andre's cousin. And he likes Golden State, he likes the team. And it was like, I was like, wow, this is sounding like someone who actually might leave in free agency. I didn't know, he was going to be a free agent. Well, it turns out that summer, the hardest thing Bob Myers says he's ever did when he was GM of this team was, and truly hard, was creating the cap space, getting the deal done to bring Andre Iguodala in as a Golden State Warrior. And it sounds like a lot of money we had to get rid of $24 million. I remember I was up in Montana and had these discussions with Bob, and he said, we just can't get it done. We can't get it done. I said, no, we've got to get it done. Andre coming to this team really was the beginning in many, many ways of this great dynasty. And he was, all puzzles, all teams are puzzles, all organizations are puzzles. You have to have the right pieces. He was the critical piece, in my opinion, in our opinion, to why this team became as great as it is. And so it's really a big deal today to honor him. I remember specifically, 2017 and 18, a couple of championships that we won. There was, I think we were to go up 3-0, and if I remember correctly, in both those series, Steph hit a big shot in one of them, Klay hit another big shot. I was looking at the film the other day, but it was steals by Andre, if I recall, in both of those games that led to that, which created our ability to go up 3-0 and basically win that series. So and then he came back after we somehow separated ways, which I wish we hadn't, but we did. He wanted too much money or something. I don't recall exactly. He's going to make a great head of the union. I'm just going to tell you right now. He's a great negotiator. But he came back and, of course, was part of the 22 championship as well. So, so much a part of everything we accomplished here. I can't even begin to put it into words. I just am so proud to be here today to be a part of this and for you to be a part of Warriors lore forever and ever and ever. In this building, long after we're gone, there's an Andre Iguodala thing in the ground here and a banner up in the rafters. So thank you for everything you did.
Thank you. First of all, thank everybody for coming out on this beautiful Sunday. We get to watch a Warriors team that have on a great run right now. Thank you. This is incredible. Hard to explain. Even how you feel, as a professional athlete. I think your younger days, you just dreamed of just thinking about playing in the NBA or just playing the game in general. And I don't think you really, or the generation we come from, it wasn't something you could quite dream up. I'm going to play in the NBA. You can dream it and think it, but the reality of it from where we come from, it's very slim chances. And so for me to be on this journey with my family, with my friends, my wife, my kids, it's amazing. I do remember that conversation with my cousin Terrence, my closest family member. And we spent a lot of time together as kids. And before I came to the Warriors, that was the year 9 in the NBA. The average career is only 3.5 years. And what I saw from the organization, what I saw from the players, the coaching staff, I saw something special building. And I saw the joy in the game of basketball. And as a professional athlete, you get those deep, dark days, especially once you get deep into your career, and you really want to finish out with joy. And being able to see that, my cousin having conversations with Joe and Nicole about, just the thoughts of what could happen in the future, and to see it happen the way it did. There's plenty of places you can dream about, but for it to happen the way it happened, and then to spend the years that I spent here with the incredible teammates that I had, understanding that I was around generational talent. Obviously, Steph Curry, what he means to the Bay Area, what he means to the world, not just as a professional athlete, but as a human being. One thing about me, and Peter, you talk about just being curious and being a hard worker and sacrifice. My business partner, Rudy Klein Thomas, we always try to say, identify what we don't know. The unknown unknowns are scary things. But one thing I did know was put myself in a position to help others be great. And we had a perfect team, perfect setup, not just on the court, but on the coaching staff, front office. Rick Welch is one of my favorite human beings in the world. Thank you so much. Bob Myers, that is a wonderful thing to hear. Bob has done so much for this organization. That trade was crazy. Joe, you give me inspiration when you can casually say, I was hanging out in Montana and we had to get the trade done. Because my wife and I talk about Montana a lot, but we don't have enough commas yet. But we're continuing to work. This is a beautiful thing, to a great start of the day. So I just want to thank everybody for coming out. We're going to enjoy this blessing of a day and go watch some great basketball and see Jimmy, Draymond, and Steph come out with a win.
And if you ever look back at highlights or any pictures or videos of when we signed you, that's the only time I've ever grown a beard in my life. I've walked in this building many times and seen some fantastic things happen here, but I will be honest with you, Andre, I think today's my favorite day I've walked in here to celebrate you. You were a professional, you were humble, you were a great teammate, you were a winner, you were a leader, you were a competitor. You were a 4-time, and you are a 4-time champion. And you know what? There's not a lot of things in life that don't go away. And that jersey of yours, that's going to be up there forever.
Leaned into that, but I'll be honest, when I went to you to ask you to come off the bench, I was kind of scared. I was kind of terrified. Like, who am I to ask this all-star to come off the bench and make this sacrifice? So that was not an easy decision. But you accepted the opportunity to make our team better in a way that I felt strong.
Since you left that locker room, it's been hard to fill your void, but you also left me the title of the oldest Warrior. So I had a hard time accepting that, and even more so when we get to see your jersey. I think we all can feel it, but this isn't just about a number going in the rafters. This is about celebrating a player who changed the course of our entire franchise. You set the standard for what it meant to be a leader, and what it means to make everybody around you better. And I felt that the very first time when I got to spend time with you back in 2010, the World Championships. And when people talk about like our dynasty years, the championships, the finals MVPs, all the big shots, the big moments you had, the real ones, they know where it all started, and we've all talked about it a little bit. I remember Game 6 in 2013. You were on the Denver Nuggets, and we were the young, scrappy Warriors who were trying to cement ourselves in the playoffs. We had the fortune of beating you that series, but the first thing after the horn went off, you ran across the court, and you found me. And obviously we had a history, but that love and that message you gave me right there, I didn't know it was in the future, but I could feel something. And I could feel that you saw something. And fast forward, 4 months later, no, not even, and you were the first one to choose us. And that meant the world for a team that was trying to figure it out, for a team that knew we were good but didn't know how to get to that next level. You unlocked so much confidence, so much IQ, so much maturity to what we did. And you sacrificed ego for excellence, which for us is about Warriors way. Your legacy is bigger than banners. It's bigger than rings. It's in the way that you care.
We haven't had time to really reflect. It's all happened so fast. But like, Steph, you made the world turn. And that's not something you say lightly. But we truly changed the game of basketball. It was beautiful. I understood my role. I understood the genius of Draymond, the genius of Clay, the genius of Kevin Durant. But we had a unique team that understood. We had this precious, ultra-talented assassin. And Steph, none of this happens without you. And I will continue to reiterate this until the day I die. I think you know who you are, but I also don't think you know who you are. This is the beginning of the Steph Curry celebration. So thank you all for showing up tonight and showing me all the love. My wife, love you so much. Thank you for putting up with me. Thank you all.